From grueling fantasy adventures to a new line of battle royale royalty, 2022 has brought us all kinds of wonderful games, so here are our personal favourites.
It takes a lot for a game to come out in February and immediately feel like a Game of the Year contender. But then, that's the legendary Miyazaki for you. I fell in love with Souls games this year, finally completing Dark Souls after years of trials and attempts, and I hold Elden Ring accountable for my victories in the Souls series. It's truly refined in balancing a welcome step into the beautiful world of Souls for new players, but also offering immense challenges for Souls-like aficionados. I've spent hours just taking in the beauty of Limgrave and Shifra River, and an equal amount of time banging my head over bosses that I thought were unbeatable at the time. When you combine the beauty, the triumphs, and the intricate storytelling with some lovable characters, to me, it is pretty much a perfect game. Let me know in the comments if you have a favourite Elden Ring moment, but mine has to be battling Radahn alongside my pals Alexander Ironfist, Blythe, and even Patches. The emotions I feel playing Elden Ring are second to none, and I'm so glad I'm not alone by having it as my game of the year, with critics and gamers and hopefully some of you guys agreeing too.
Levels and missions from all 9 movies, over 300 playable characters from across the galaxy, totally revamped melee combat, over-the-shoulder shooting, and a ream of class-based abilities to unlock and upgrade. This is the way. The Skywalker Saga is everything I could have ever hoped for from a LEGO Star Wars game, and oh, so much more. It makes all these incredible additions to the LEGO game formula without losing the quirky humour and satisfyingly straightforward gameplay that made it a hit. And with frame rates soaring up to 60 FPS on the Xbox Series X and S, it does so with all the speed and panache of the Millennium Falcon itself. The astonishing level of detail packed into this game is second to none. You can literally see the LEGO logo on every stud, and the mottling of the plastic pieces is so lifelike that you'd be forgiven for thinking most of the game was pre-rendered. And outside of getting a second mortgage to go on a LEGO shopping spree, this is as close as you can get to being hands-on with the brilliant world of LEGO Star Wars. No other game this year managed to pack as much sheer joy into one single package as LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga did, and if you don't believe me, you can check it out now on Xbox Game Pass.
Warzone was a game that I wasn't sure I could love anymore. And then the new version of Call of Duty's free-to-play Battle Royale spin-off came along and blew that idea to smithereens. Having a vast new map to explore and a whole bunch of new gear to try out would be more than enough to keep things fresh for months to come. But Warzone 2 also brought so many brilliant new tricks to the table. You've got the brand new 2v2 Gulag, which can be pretty hectic, and you can even take on an AI-controlled warden for everyone to be able to get out. There's then the new vehicle system that makes fueling up and doing repairs a critical part of the game. There's aquatic combat, which allows you to emerge from the water to surprise your enemy like some sort of deadly swamp monster, or go careening towards them in a speedboat like some sort of equally deadly but somewhat fancier and perhaps more financially successful swamp monster, or James Bond. They say that war never changes, but Warzone sure does.
My very favourite thing about gaming is that it lets you live out all your outlandish fantasies, like battling aliens, exploring magical realms, and, well, most importantly in my eyes at least, even operating your very own power washer. And yes, I know, one of those sounds a little bit less exciting than the others, but clearly, from that, I could tell you haven't experienced the zen-like chaos and bliss that comes with using a power washer, both in real life and this year for the very first time in a video game. You can build your power washing empire from the ground up, completing jobs and unlocking all sorts of additional nozzles and brushes to make for an even more wonderful, powerful wash. You can even team up with a friend in online co-op and battle the grime together, or try to scrub up a new high score in challenge mode. Though I have to admit, I will say that playing co-op with Henry this year on Twitch, specifically on the playground level, nearly tested our friendship in ways I would never have imagined. This year was also a huge year for me, and finally finding my vibe with cozy, laid-back, casual, somewhat easy games, I guess. And Power Wash Simulator really is, as well as everything I've just said, one of the strangest and most satisfying games I've played in a very long time. And for the folks who haven't played it yet, it is now available on Xbox and PC Game Pass. Mostly though, I just love the simple, serene, and slightly hard to explain joy, actually, of taking something humongous such as an ancient monument covered in dirt and making it all sparkle. Plus, there's also some really crazy mystery unraveling in the background, and almost every single level has a cat in it somewhere, so naturally it's a 10 from me.
This is one of the easiest shots I've ever shot, but it turns out that the sequel to one of the most beloved games around is actually pretty great too. You know, who'd have thought it? I think Overwatch 2 is a bit of a dark horse for gaming going forward because by going free to play, it invited a whole new wave of players to get in on its team shooter shenanigans, while it also made some cunning tweaks to keep, veteran Overwatch players on their toes and happy at the same time. So, we saw classic heroes, saw their moves remixed, we saw obviously the team size drop from 6v6 to 5v5, and also we got some brand new characters like Kiriko and Ramatra that were added into the fray. You also can't forget that they are going to be adding a PvE campaign later on for Overwatch 2, so the future looks super bright. But look, whatever way you look at it, what you end up with is a game that's amazing for those of us who have been enjoying it since its tight, tactical, team-based battles for years, and equally exciting for those who are about to ping for the very first victory.
Of course, we're only scratching the surface of this awesome year in gaming. We haven't even mentioned the likes of Tunic, Immortality, Return to Monkey Island, Cult of the Lamb, or Pentiment. So be sure to shout out your own personal favourites down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to see what 2023 has in store for us. Bye!